Yeah, you've just sort of talked about um, like neurological prep work before games. Is that something that you implement quite a lot for your athletes?
So I'm just now coming back to working with the collegiate level a little bit. And I'm doing that, as I just alluded to, I'm doing that as a consultant. So I'm not on campus. I'm
Mhm.
programming, I'm sending videos, I'm communicating with the coach. I'm actually going to meet my athletes for the first time tomorrow. I'm going to go to one of their games because they've requested to meet me because they like the workouts. But with the high school level, um, we not really. I have to ask, people are like, oh, these priming sessions and game day lift for high school athletes. I'm like, how much are we really getting with a 50% clean or 50% speed squat out of an athlete that's not developed in any way, shape, or form? I don't think the answer is much. I think that's one of those like trendy buzz things that people who've never worked at a higher level see higher level coaches doing and think like, oh, that's the move. I think that there are certainly applications to game day or day before a game lifting sessions in the developmental setting because, like I said, like your training program is structured based on how the weight room calendar is set up, not based on what's optimal or ideal, but based on that's your allotted weight room time. So yeah, move shit fast on that day because we don't want to move shit slow and heavy and make them sore. And then coach is breathing
Yep.
down my neck the next day because we lost a game. Right. And then I think there's also some placebo effect there of like, hey, we're getting you guys ready for game. You're going to feel really good. And the kids are like, yeah, I do feel good. So I think my friend Monty Sparkman's talked about, for him, it was less the game day lift stuff. The primer sessions was less a physiological thing and more of a cultural thing. So again,
Mm.
I think everything's how you apply it. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to it. As long as you have a reason, as long as it works for your group, which is kind of my overarching training philosophy on everything.
100. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and
Yep.
this is why I love speaking to different coaches because like we all uniquely skin that cat. Like I spoke to a coach yesterday, and he's very much into the cognitive aspect of priming his athletes, which I'm really getting into for the simplicity that it fatigues just more than your body. Like your mind's getting fatigued at the same time, and I think that's maybe where more of this industry is going. Um, but like I will always say, like the simplest of programs is the ones that probably work best in our industry. Like you don't need like these Instagram, TikTok, super complex workouts to make your athletes great. Get them moving, get them squatting, hinging, push pulls, knee dominant movements, and you're good.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I address that exact concept. Like I think on the last page of my book, I think I say something along the lines it's rarely the coach with the most complex program, and it's very often the coach that has the best execution of the simplest program that sees the biggest return on investment. Because the reality is, at the end of the day, we all squat, we all hinge, we all push, we all pull, right? And then you look at even at the highest level, like professional sports, the amount of energy that it takes to make
Mhm.
the 0.01% technical or tactical gain, the cost of that is so high. They don't have time to do little, it may work, it may not, like small return on investment, fancy shit in the weight room. Like they have to move, do the same simple things that they know are going to work. Because again, like the cost of doing business on the field is so high for them.
And that 0.01% is still a really good improvement at the very elite level. Like because they're so in tune with everything that they do, that 1% can literally mean the difference between like a bronze and the gold. Like it's that minuscule of a difference in how it makes you perform. And to me, like that's what excites me so more about like we've just had the Olympics. Is like you see these athletes who work for 4 years to really hone in their performance. For I think it was Usain Bolt that said it. But he was like, I worked 4 years to run 9 seconds. And that's nuts.
It is. It is. And imagine being the coach that is responsible for the improvements of 9 seconds over the course of 4 years. Not a responsibility I have ever had, and not one that I think that I would want